Hi, welcome from my bed because um, I celebrated Dad's birthday today and it was awful. Like, wow. Heartbreaking. I'm feeling kind of angry to see him so sick and and wanting him to be better. So, yeah, it was rough. Hi, Elysia. And what really concerns me is that physically he's super duper healthy, and I'm so frightened that he's going to be trapped in this body, stuck in a life he doesn't want. And honestly, I believe that kind of choice should be up to him. I don't have a solution for that, but so I'm, so for now I'm in bed. It's my safe place. Yes, if you've been following my politics, I am a snowflake. I am a, what am I? What have I been called? I've been called a hillbot, corporate shill, centrist, uh, snowflake, of course, blah, 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 which is, basically it just means that I'm an outspoken woman. So I'm checking in with all of you, doing my Facebook Live. And, he just didn't get the context of the event, his birthday party, like that this gift and these photos were for him, that these are his presents. He just seems very lonely to me because he's not, he has such limited ability to engage, which if you had known him is just like crazy, insane. Such a sharp, smart person. So, yeah, he can't stay at home anymore. So checking in with my community. It's Sunday. Hi, Lori. Just really, I gotta say, I'm just sad and I'm tired and I don't want to come up with content and teach at you all right now. Hi, Kimberly. In fact, last night, I went to the emergency room with my incredibly patient husband because I had chest pain that I've never had before and was feeling lightheaded, had some trouble breathing. And I know that heart disease is the number one killer among women, so we went to the emergency room and spent like 3 or 4 hours to find out that I am perfectly fine. Yay. And honestly, that was what I hoped for. I was, really, I would far prefer to be diagnosed as a hypochondriac than to be having a heart attack. Not looking forward to the bill because they did everything, the chest x-ray, which I really didn't want, when you've already got mammograms every year and blood tests and EKG and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, good news. I'm healthy. just just under a little stress. So, and I know Lori was at the hospital with her son, so it's really cute. I'll post it on Facebook. Devin crawled into the hospital bed with me to keep me company. Yeah, Lori just had a chest x-ray a month ago too. Weird stuff. It was weird because it was like way clear across the other room. So yeah. Hello, lunar eclipse. And this is the little one. You think this is exciting. Just wait for the solar one in 2 weeks. But okay, so here's what I do with eclipses. It's such a great opportunity for metaphor. Hi, Keith. How can you ignore it? So What I'll do for the lunar eclipse, which probably comes tomorrow, I'll have to check online. I think tomorrow is, yeah, the 7th would be the lunar, because 2 weeks later is the solar. They're always 2 weeks apart. I like to kind of turn it into a magical spell around what is blocking my light. So, hi Jennifer. So the difference between the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse is the moon actually doesn't generate its own light. All of its light is reflected. So what you're looking at when you're doing it, when you're using the lunar eclipse to cast magic, is I would invite you to look at what is blocking your light. Like, hi Jennifer, what are the obstacles getting between you and the light? Because there is a real obstacle getting between the moon and the light, which is the earth. So another thing that you might even look at is, how are you getting in your own way? Because earth is blocking the light from itself. Whoa, what a great metaphor. So that's what I would play with tomorrow for the lunar eclipse. And the good news, not spoiler alert, good news is that the light's going to come back. I promise. So yeah, the light's going to win. And so you get to use the sun on your side, bringing back the light. But in the meanwhile, really take a look at where you block your own light, where you get in your own way. And then 2 weeks later, when we have the mega big catastrophic solar eclipse over the United States, and maybe I'll come up with something more detailed and ritualistic around that. But a solar eclipse, again, is what is getting in the way of the light. But in this case, and what's different, is that it's only an illusion that the light is disappearing. So, because the sun, whether we see the light or not, the sun is still creating light. It's different than the moon, which only has light that it reflects. The sun doesn't care if an object gets in the way between us and it doesn't care. It's just shining its own light. So you might take a look at what gets in the way of you experiencing your own light, or having the experience of the light. What gets in the way of you knowing it's there? Or if we boil it down, and you can tell I'm just channeling it right now, like, what gets in the way of your ability to trust? Because your ability to trust life, trust that things will work out okay. Really, honestly, it all comes down to, there's really only one trust in the world, which is your ability to trust yourself, your ability to trust your own resourcefulness, your ability to trust your ability to trust that you will know what to do, that you will recover, to trust that you have the intuition, hi Teresa, to make the right choices, to recover from whatever happens. And so you might even want to take a look at, so what gets in the way of you really believing in yourself, trusting yourself, and knowing that the divine light is always there, whether you see it or not, which, oh my God, there's so much illusion to make us not see the light. Lori, I also trust that life has my back, even when it looks otherwise. It's all happening for me. Yeah, if you take nothing else away, my favorite reframe is, it's happening for me, not to me. Even on really dumpy, crappy days where my heart is breaking in a million pieces over my dad, it's happening for us, not to us. And we don't know everything that's going on. So thank you for joining me in bed. Hello, pillows, comfy. And any questions, we're just, My husband's going to teach his class soon. My gardener's going to come over in a few minutes to discuss my plans for the backyard. But while we're here, got any questions? You've been affirming that constantly. Great, Jennifer. Yeah, I'll take a couple questions before it's time to go while we're around. And I know that, sometimes people feel like it's a little bit of a hot seat, asking questions, and maybe your mind goes blank. So let's see, what were some questions the questions always seem to come up as soon as I'm done recording. So if you have any kind of question for me, this is a great time to take advantage of me. And I'm going to answer a question that I think Galit had a few days ago about how do you kill your money monster. And while I'm answering that, you can come up with any question that you want. So the key to killing your money monster, and for some people, that is the hardest part of the process. And that's why I teach so much for free. When your heart was hurting, what did you do to keep calm? Okay, I'll answer that next. So for Galit, here's what helps the most. I mean, honestly, everybody has their own quirk, which is what makes it so interesting. And if you have kids, use kids, because we'll put up with so much for ourselves. But as soon as our child is in danger, then we're going to do anything it takes to get rid of the threat. So the first thing is make sure that your monster is bad enough, real enough, is not just about money, but is about the things that are even more important, the things that money represents and facilitates, like love, lifestyle, health, justice, life purpose, legacy, whatever it comes strongest for you, whatever trauma you've had in your past that you can still get enough juice out of. And you want to create a lot of tension and just make it so awful that you really feel like only one of you is going to survive, the monster or you. And that's what it takes to be willing to do whatever you need to do to destroy it. And frequent ways that clients have destroyed their imaginary money monsters: fiery pits, machetes, crossbows, those big double-handed swords, knives, hi Veronica, machine guns, flamethrowers, atom bomb. One client ran over her money monster with a monster truck. If Cindy Chavez is watching, that's you, which I just loved. Whatever it takes. And if you do your best to kill your monster and you still feel like something is left, create a little smaller monster. Or if it's not, one of the things that can go wrong is it can be too cartoonish, and if it doesn't feel real and it doesn't feel human, you might want to zip off the suit and see what's underneath. So, these are I've just learned a lot of tricks because I've been doing it for many, many, many years. And I have a blog post at morganaray.com on how to get rid of your money monster. And what's interesting about that is not just do I give ideas, but then there are just comments after comments after comments of real people, many of whom I don't even know, sharing how they killed their money monster, how they destroyed it. Many of them talk about the money honey they met afterwards. So you can get ideas. And oh my gosh, if you're watching this and you've slayed your money monster, go over to my blog at morganaray.com and search for how to kill your money monster, and please post, and I'll even look for it and connect it to Facebook. Let's hear how you did it. Add to the collective wisdom. Hello, Debbie. Oh my gosh, my goddess sisters, Debbie and Veronica. Now we just need Kat and Amuna and a few more, and we'll have a coven. So, where's the question that came from Lori? How do I scroll back? I may have to, hold on, I'm going to cheat and try checking on my computer. And let's see. When your heart was hurting, what did you do to keep calm? Well, today, and I just started welling up in tears. And I just said, I just said to myself silently, you have to hold it together for Dad. Because right now his needs are bigger than mine. And it's his birthday, and it's really not about me. And I'm there to be of service. I haven't really been feeling not calm. I haven't been feeling like I didn't feel like I was having a panic attack last night. I'm just feeling really, really sad. So I'm not trying to not feel it, because it's part of loving Dad. But when he's there, he needs to be cared for. And so my job is just to love him. And, I try touching him and stroking his arm and giving him a shoulder massage like I did when I was a little girl, giving him a hug, saying, I love you, Dad, hoping that will remind him who I am. Because I wasn't really sure. Wasn't really sure he knew who I was today. There just didn't feel like that kind of connection. And maybe he did. I don't know. It's something we're all going to go through if we have the privilege of getting older. It's like, consider the alternative. I'm blessed. Lorianne writes, yes, that helped her too in her medical vision crisis a month ago. Service kept her calm. Yeah, you just have to remember, it's kind of making a choice. Making a choice to just take one step in front of the other. What I choose to decide is, my priority and most important in the moment. And I know, like so many of my friends, so many of you are going through similar stuff. And I really hope that we as a society get it together and create a far better medical care system, and clean up the pollution, and are better equipped to prevent this kind of stuff, and also to take care of people who are having dementia. I think it's Denmark has this amazing village for patients with dementia and Alzheimer's, where it's not a hospital, it's a village, but everybody there who delivers the mail, who works at the ice cream counter, walks dogs, works at the pharmacy, they are all nurses. They're all nurses and doctors pretending to be other things, so that people can wander around and feel like they're living a normal life, and there's medical staff there every moment. So they can go and sit in the park, and they can go to a movie, and they can get their hair cut, and they can do normal things, but they're always safe, because instead of it being structured like a hospital, it's a village where every single person there is medical staff. And I'm taking all my turmeric and fish oil, and I found this other thing that's supposed to be good for brain health, and I'm doing all that. And I just think for all of us that is such a genius, humane way to take care of people with dementia. I hope it's not necessary for me. But, I think it's a much better way to stay healthy. to have that kind of stimulation and interaction. So any final questions? Because I hear people downstairs. So thank you for joining. And maybe I'll start coming up with content again. I sort of have taken a bit of this week off of that to just do Q&As and talk about Dad, because yeah, that's what's going on. Oh, I hear people coming up the stairs. So time to go. Bye. Talk to you later.